Guys, Deluded Guna. Now, like I said, I'll get more into this topic in another day because I feel there's a lot of micro points that need to be mentioned. But there's two ways to look at this season on conclusion. Yeah, let's just get into it. Firstly, you can say the owner, the manager, the players, whatever context it applies to. If you take the same example, but they can look at it two ways. Firstly, we've been getting top four when we shouldn't have. We know this and getting away with it. And this is the first year that the bubbles finally popped. First way they can look at it is that we're actually very good. It's a one-off. Things have happened. If you look at Chelsea, it's happened to them. United, it's happened to them, etc., etc. It's happened to us the first time in 20 years, and more specifically, the first time since we've been at the Emirates. Yeah, it's a one-off. We'll get it next year if we just be at it and focus and win certain games we should have won. Because literally, it came down to a point. If we won against Palace or wherever, etc., when circumstances out of our control, e.g., the fans played a part. That's one way. Secondly, the way I hope they look at it is that yeah, we really coasted for a while. The balloon has really been too nice. It's been too cozy. We've been. Some people want to swim. Some people want to sink in this squad. Evidently seen even on the last day when certain players celebrated and certain players were gutted. Um, this is the season for everybody to stop thinking they're as good as they are, to get there, to actually work. Hopefully, bring reinforcements. There's two ways of looking at it really. Like I said, I'm more pessimistic on the latter option that I actually hope happens, but the first option is what's more going to happen because whatever way you look at it, Leicester winning the league, it's not just us. I keep saying this, it's not just us. Every big club should look at themselves, but Leicester winning the league should, one, of showing Wenger you can't rely on certain of these players, not to get into specifics about last season, but you can't rely on certain players. Certain of these players should have remembered the pain, remembered the hurt, remember the jubilation of beating Leicester and actually thinking we're going to do it, and ultimately falling apart against United, Hammers, etc., etc., to actually rectify those mistakes that have been needed to be rectified for 18 months, to fix their mistakes, to think about where we've gone wrong, to actually see out games, to manage games better, to have season management better, to actually start the season well, and as we mean to go on, because we haven't started well for the last however many years, to actually get out of the December period with winning games, and if we can't win, we draw games. We draw hysterically hard games, hard games for us that have been hard for us, and things like that. Not to waffle there, sorry guys, but certain things like that. And yeah, and ultimately, when players are not playing well, to dig each other out, just find a way of grinding out results. You would think that is what is going to happen because the reality is, these players they need to look in the mirror. Alexis is the only one, probably to a degree, that can look himself honestly in the mirror and say he's given his all. And even to a degree, he can't really say that. So they should look firstly that they haven't given their all. Firstly, they flattered to deceive. They big themselves up. The fans have bigged you up. Your manager clearly tells you how good you are, and you've bigged yourselves up. EG when because everybody fancies playing you now. Doesn't matter if you're West Brom or Palace, etc., 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 etc. Like you need to burst for the bubble to burst to actually. I'm running out of words because I mean this is the same side that is out here saying the Invincibles won 25 games and we won 23, so we're not off that. It's only been a point, blah blah blah. There's not much more we can say. The reality is we have not respected the Premier League and we've been relying, not, I don't want to say relying on top four because we haven't aimed for top four because we've got second and third, but it's not been what we wanted. You don't aim for second or third or fourth. They're all constellation plans. We're aiming to win the league and it hasn't happened. You haven't respected the league because you haven't dug out games you should be digging out and things that I've mentioned. You haven't brought in the reinforcements that can reinforce the winning mentality at the club and can ultimately win us games and make us a threat. Haven't respected the league, so why would it respect you? Why would your fellow teams respect you? Same goes for the Champions League. Last 16, haven't respected it. It's weird because we actually done a bit better in the group stages initially, actually not losing the game, but ultimately haven't respected it. You got humiliated in Germany, and you let the same thing happen. We all know from the first leg should have happened, we would have were out. The minimum you should have done is restore some pride, put in a performance. For whatever reason, not to talk about it again, it didn't happen. But yeah, ultimately, there's only two ways of looking at it. Wenger, these players, certain players have shown you that they're not up for it. Certain of these players have shown themselves to not be up for it. Certain of these players need to really ask themselves, are they actually good enough to win titles? Or if not, cancel your. I don't want to say cancel your holidays. Shorten your holidays. Have a proper preseason. Of course, it's not going to be a proper preseason. It's more just going to be for financial reserves and cash and whatnot. And we're just going to see these players again on nice little tours, treated like stars. Everybody pick them up, and the optimism is going to return to this club. But ultimately, to be in December, to be doing nonsense. There's not much more to say other than that, guys. Deluded Goon, I'm signing out. Please get in the comments, subscribe. You guys know the rest, man. Thank you for watching.